Disappointing. There's certainly ending to the game. Frustrating that we didn't execute better offensively down the stretch because, for most of the game, our defense was so good. And, let me take a step back first. Southern Illinois is a good team, and I think they're going to win a lot of games. And so I want to give them credit for not, losing their composure when we built a double-digit lead in the second half, and even when we made a run there and our crowd got into it, just kind of keeping their composure and doing what they do. And at the end of the day, their two best players really led them in a way that gave them a chance. And for us, it was a lot of self-inflicted wounds, if you will. Not to take anything away from them, but they had nothing to do with us missing free throws, for instance, or even our late turnovers there. So disappointing, but I'll tell you what I share with my team. This is a great opportunity if used the right way for us to grow. We're going to see teams more athletic, but certainly as physical and as tough as they were defensively. And this can be an opportunity for us to get better and learn how to play through those moments where late in the second half we got to execute a little bit better on the offensive end.
Go ahead,
how
Tim.
important is that early in the season to keep an eye on the big picture and not let them get too down about this?
Yeah, I mean, we play a long season, and so there's a lot out there for this team to still accomplish, and so a few things can happen though. They can start to point the finger, which you certainly hope that wouldn't happen this early. We would hope we start looking internally and try to figure out ways to help each other more. But certainly, there's an opportunity here for us to get better, and we got several games left for us to get better and learn, and this could be one of those moments that's a critical point for us moving forward.
Were you happy with the shots you were getting? I think it was a couple Mooses in the post. Avery had like a contested layup. Were you happy with the shots that you were getting?
Yeah, I mean, we got a couple mid-range jump shots from Avery and BT. Even the last one was a shot that I've seen him make thousands of times. A little frustrated we didn't execute the play to throw Caleb the ball there. I thought John might have took him one dribble too deep and lost kind of his vision and his angle to throw the ball in there on that last turnover. But I don't think we took any bad shots. It's really more. I mean, we got an opportunity really to put real pressure on them if you make your free throws. I mean, that was a big point there. If you keep it as a 2-3 possession game instead of it dwindling down to one, and they got real confidence that they don't have to make that many plays. Yeah, and obviously they executed late and made some big shots, so you got to give them credit on their end.
Free throw shooting, something that kind of plagued you guys at times last year. How do you go about fixing it?
It's a great question. I mean, I don't want to pretend like I'm some free throw shooting expert, but I think we got good guys shooting. It's been an issue for Musa for most of his career. He's getting better there, but we didn't shoot it poorly. Other than we actually Bryce and him were the only ones who missed, so it really wasn't a big team issue. It was just those were the guys at the line in those critical moments. And the challenge is if Musa's not in the game and he's not rebounding and protecting the rim defensively. Certainly the second time he got fouled, it was on a rebound, instead of it going to a three-point game, a 4-point game really. It stayed at a 2-point game there because he missed both. So just got to keep working at it. Keep telling them that I've seen them make them in practice. We shoot them every day, and they got to ultimately have confidence that they can step up there and make them when they count.
In the past, you've credited Avery's ability to kind of not care, not that sounds weird, but not care with the last shot. You go with Bryce this time. Kind of what led to that decision to go with Bryce?
It wasn't necessarily a play design. We were just trying to get down the court and execute something pretty quick. He got the rebound and went. And as far as I can remember, the clock is running down and the broken floor. You got to play ball in the hands of a really good player. You just kind of let him make a decision in that situation. So it wasn't really a designed play in that situation because it was pretty sure it was off a missed free throw on the last one. And he got the rebound. So you don't necessarily have a whole lot of time to set up because you're down and you got to go. I thought the shot he took was one that I got confidence in him making.
I don't know if you consider this a lesson learned in terms of making sure the team doesn't get complacent whenever they enter Big 12 play, because you know, none of those teams are gonna give up on anybody in the second half, right?
Yeah. I mean, we got enough guys in our locker room who've been through this, who've lived through this. Very similar to our game at home against Oakland, second game of the year last year. We built the lead and, actually, for the most part, outplayed the other team. We just didn't make enough plays late to finish. And it's a process to learn how to win. And these guys have to learn how to win together. It was disappointing. I didn't think we stuck together and executed as well as a unit late in the game. And that's something that's on me to get corrected.
It's similar. You mentioned the Oakland game last year. This happened multiple times last year. How do you maybe avoid letting that happen more and more like it did the times last year?
I mean, again, I really believe this, and I don't want to take any. If we make our free throws, I think it's a different deal. I really believe that, because again, it goes to multiple possessions that they got to do it, and we were playing pretty good defense, and so I don't think it's the same. It's a similar situation, but I feel like this team is much more equipped to handle it moving forward, and tonight maybe a lesson for the guys who weren't here that, hey, we got to tighten up, especially late in the game. And the thing I feel like we should have been able to extend it from 13 to 15, 16 and really put real pressure. And so, we just got to get better.
It seems like, especially in the first half, communication was a little bit of a problem. There were just missed passes and it resulted in several turnovers. How did you address that problem?
Yeah, we just talked about, at halftime, just, cutting harder and being more ball conscious, because they're a team that switches a lot. And so they're able to more easily run through passing lanes and cause deflections. They're a physical defensive team, but we got to get used to that. That's the whole, Big 12 with bigger athletes across the board. And so we just got to get better. We got to come back to practice tomorrow with a growth mindset, and really take it upon ourselves to take responsibility for what happened today, get better, and go get ready to play another really good team this time on the road.
Seemed like all of them could shoot the three. They kind of played five around the perimeter, drove and made somebody help and kick. Is that a tough? It seems simple, but is that tough to defend?
Yeah, and obviously with the way we're playing with the two bigs, they were trying to bring both of them away from the basket, and they wasn't as successful early. But as the game wore on, that's the kind of point of an older team who's been there before. This team went to Colorado, beat them last year. They had some good moments during their season last season, and a lot of those guys returned. So they've been in moments against big teams. They didn't get away from who they are and what they do. They stuck with it. They made some big plays and big shots down the stretch. So again, that's where the credit goes to them, because it would be easy for them to kind of say, all right, we're on the road. This one's we'll go get the next one. But they had the attitude that they were going to keep playing and believing in what they do, and it worked out for them.
Lance Jones kind of got going for them late. Were you pleased with how y'all defended him late? Or?
Not really. He's a good player, but I thought we gave him too many angles to really drive down the lane, which forced help, which gave him opportunities to kick out on the backside, and that's where a lot of the threes came from. A big part of our game plan was, to contain the ball, stay in front of them, wall up, and then, make them score over top of us rather than with us in rotation. But they did a good job of, not falling into that. They stuck with it. He got more aggressive as the game went along, and he made some big plays, getting in the lane and getting some great shots for his team.
Is this what you expect from Musa? Essentially a walking double-double, 11 and 15 tonight. Is this kind of what you expect from him, free throws aside?
Yeah, I mean, I try not to predict numbers. Right. The other team's going to have a game plan. He only had 5 rebounds the other day, but we offset that with, I think it was 23 between, 3 other starters and Caleb, Bryce, and Avery. But tonight he was very, very aggressive and assertive. And the free throw thing, it'll get there for him. I thought he was very effective. He played a very good game, and the free throws are something we just have to continue to build his confidence in. But I think he's the type of player that could be a consistent, threat in there. It's not like it took 20 shots. He was pretty efficient and kind of slowed down there in the second half and made some really good plays.
Did Caleb need to be more aggressive tonight, or were they doing something to kind of slow him down?
I mean, they were just really physical, and just playing underneath him. but you know, it was part of the game plan was to try to play through him. I thought he would have a big advantage, especially as a 4 against a team that already is small at the 5. You know, but he couldn't get great angles and he was kind of getting off balance. It's something we just got to keep working at with him.
Anything else for Coach?